Good morning, team. We are back with another
Flight
episode
mode.
of Cajun Tiger Plays. I'm Cajun Tiger, and we are playing through Dyson Sphere Program. We have to put a little bit of a pause on our plans. So we have a lot going on, and we're trying to get a lot done, but we have some major issues here at home. So,
Upgrade
for
complete.
one, you see all of the no fuel. We are having issues with our fuel. So we are going to address some of the issues today and see if we can't figure out how to solve some of our problems. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. All right, we don't need those. So
Flight mode.
we have issues here on this planet. We also have issues on Ceti II, the planet that we literally just came from. So we will talk about those issues on Ceti 2 soon. Unfortunately, I am not quite sure why we're having issues on Ceti 2. So we will have to address them though. And I know how to fix them. I really don't know why they're happening the way they are. So we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's finish rearranging just a little bit here and picking up some stuff that we need. Let's sort this one. Oops, sort that one. And then we're going to grab the silicon. We're going to grab the titanium alloy, and we don't really need those. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah, we have 800 of those. So what we're doing here, I think you guys may remember. If you don't, I will remind you. We are working on building our uh, blah, blah, blah. We're working on building our new miners. We know what the recipe is. You guys are free to look that up if you don't remember. I will look at it in just a minute when we make sure we have everything that we need and put the crystals that we got in there. And then we're going to come down here and get some more titanium alloy. Let's do a quick sort. One, two, three, four, five, 600. I think will give us everything we need. And yep, there we go. We can make 20 miners. So we'll make 20 of those. While that's building, we are going to fix some things on this planet, and we're going to pick up some things for the simple reason that I want to clear out some spots in these inventories so that they can get filled. I don't know. Hmm. I don't think we're going to need too many of these guys, but we'll grab a couple of them, let that start filling
Flight
back
mode.
up. Okay. Our issues with our hydrogen fuel rod is basically that. It is an issue with the hydrogen fuel rods. We've talked about this before. We are in the death spiral. You can see we've got our orbital collector on. We've got hydrogen coming in. We have the potential once we fix it for hydrogen coming in from the other system. We'll go ahead and turn orbital collectors on here so he can get hydrogen as well from there, but we're just not creating enough hydrogen fuel rods. And because of that, we have an issue with our sufficiency. We're running close to 75%, which means that every single one of these guys in this entire array is running at 75%, which means we're not getting the full belt that we were expecting. Since we're not getting a full
Flight
belt,
mode.
we're not able to provide enough power for everything, and it's a vicious cycle. The longer we go without having a full belt, the less power, the less fuel we can provide to our generators, the less electricity it generates, the harder it is for us to create a full belt, or the more, it shouldn't even say harder, it's
Flight mode.
impossible for us to create a full belt of hydrogen fuel rods. So if we're not, in cases like this, if we're not overproducing our fuel, then we kind of have a problem and we need to overproduce our fuel. So that's what we're going to work on first. So we're going to copy these recipes here and here. It's not going to let me copy it here because I did not go get foundations. So we will escape out of there. Let's go grab some foundations real quick and we will come back and finish this build So that's part of the death spiral. The other thing that we're going to run into issues, that we'll see issues with today, is we had some extra grading crystals. We have problems because of our, and we've talked about this one before as well, because of the buffers that we have created. We want to see things filling up in our buffers, and unfortunately they're not. So we have to fix that so that we get more than we need. All right, that should work there. And we are actually going to not need all of these belts at the end because we are going to send our hydrogen fuel rods back into the planetary logistics station that our stuff comes from to make it. So we'll just wait for all of this to get built, and then we'll reverse the course of those particular belts. So we need hydrogen and we need titanium, and we'll be creating hydrogen fuel rods. There they are. So let's go ahead and put our drones in, get the power set up here, and turn this on for demand so it can start working. We want hydrogen here. Oops, hydrogen here. Can't see through all the drones. Titanium there, and hydrogen here. And then we'll bring this belt. Oops. Well, we'll try. If I can click it, there we go. Reverse the path on that belt. Click on that one, reverse the path, and click on that one, reverse the path, and we'll bring those hydrogen fuel rods in this way, and then bring these in here, and then the ones from this side, we'll do the same thing, bring them in this way. Oops, not that far, just there. Oh, it's not going to like that, is it? Because we're going to have to come out first so that we can actually connect. So we'll do this, oops, do this, and do this. There we go. Now we're creating hydrogen fuel rods there, and we can do the same thing here. Pick our hydrogen, pick our titanium and hydrogen fuel rods. These are for demand. Put some drones in and fix our percentages there. Hydrogen here, titanium, and hydrogen. Put this guy and reverse path on him, reverse path and reverse path. And I'm hoping, again, because we are, oops, didn't quite get this one the same as the other one, but that's okay. It'll still work. I'm hoping that this fixes our power issues, but we're going to have to give it a little bit of time to build up and test and see how things are going. We do, like I said, we do need to head to Ceti II and fix our hydrogen production there so that we have plenty of hydrogen coming in, because that's the other risk that we have now. Now that we are building 3 different arrays of our fuel rods, we've got plenty of hydrogen in both of these right now, and the fuel rods are starting to get built, but we want to make sure that we keep plenty of hydrogen in those. All right, the next thing we want to address, we'll come over here and grab just a little bit more foundation so that we have it with us to take care of our next thing. Next problem that we found, we are not getting enough microcrystalline components to make our processors, and the reason for that is because of our copper. So we only have one tiny little array of copper here. Again, this is something that we understand how this all works because we've done this before, so all we really need to do is a quick copy and paste, and that will extend this array. And then we can build another array that makes copper. Oops. That's foundation. There we go. Oh, we missed a belt. Let's try that way. And if we get some drones to finish that belt, there we go. Finish that belt. That will help our copper here. And then we're going to come over here and build some more copper over here as well. But we also want to expand our stone. And again, we've talked about steel. We're not going to expand steel just yet, but we do need to build another few steel arrays. The only thing we're really using steel for right now, oops, is our foundations. And we do have enough foundations. It's not like we're lacking in foundations. I think that's probably all we're using stone for as well. I don't remember for sure, but increase that and look real quick and show you guys our stone is really low as well. So building more stone will only help the process as well. So we will do exactly what we did with our copper. Oops, and paste this down. Place foundations. Let the drones start building that. We did not. We forgot to fix our Tesla towers over at the other copper, so we'll go do that in just a second. Get all of that done, and then come over here, fix these Tesla towers. We don't really need to, but for aesthetics' sake, we will go ahead and do it. And again, we want, because we don't have multiple outputs from any of these, we really want our system to back up and create a buffer for us. The fact that it's not means that we're struggling. So we want to have that buffer if we can, because that means we've got plenty, and it does help. It does help in some situations. So I'll just put it that way. And I think this is one of those situations where we could use having our buffer. All right, let's copy here. Paste him down and set all of these guys to copper and fix our Tesla towers. And this will be done. We'll be done with this guy. And then there's one more thing we want to do before we head over to Ceti to fix our hydrogen build over there. What are we doing? Copper. Demand copper here. Put some drones in. And everything should be set here, except for our recipe. Oops. All right, there we go. This should help our copper situation. We'll have to, again, give it some time to build up and then check it. So we're going to grab more foundations, because the next thing we want to do, we want to go to the opposite pole, and we're going to go ahead and set up our outbound our interstellar logistics station. We've talked about it, and we just haven't actually built this one here. So we're going to do that now so that we can take things out from this planet. And the first thing we're going to take out is warpers. We don't need a whole bunch of them in here. We just want 2,000. So we do a local demand of those, and we can put in our drones and our logistics vessels, increase our numbers here, and that should be all set and ready to go. All right. Now with that done, we can head back to our home, if I can find it. Here we go. And last thing we're going to do before we leave is take care of this area right here, which has been slowed down, and I've complained about it, and I just never did anything about it. And we're going to do that now. So we're going to put a planetary logistics station here, and the first thing we're going to pull out of it is going to be our quantum chips that we'll pull right up here, and we're going to use them for now only in our planetary logistics station creation. We'll leave this group over here still creating the quantum chips. Quantum chips processors, not quantum chips, just processors. We don't need a whole bunch, we just need about 500. So we'll do that here, and hopefully those will come in soon and start building extra planetary logistics stations for us. Okay, Now, the other thing that we want to do is we did not stay and look at it, but I will let you guys know that when you're requesting warpers into into an interstellar logistics station, it will fill up the warpers that can be used. So that is a good thing. We're going to grab 20 of these so that we have them here. And then we're going to get all of our drones. We'll grab two more stacks there. Get these guys, and those guys, and then all of our sorters. And then we'll come down here and we're going to grab all of our oil refineries. And with all of that, I believe we are ready to go. Let's see. We'll bring warpers in on the South Pole, and we'll request warpers from a local demand on the North Pole, and that will get warpers in both sides. So we should be good. We should not need any bots on Ceti when we get there. If we do, we may have to go back at some point, but we'll see. Let's see. There's Ceti. We want to go to Ceti 2. And there we go. We are ready to go. Yep, we're ready to go. We'll go. We'll do it. Travel to Ceti, get our speed up, and head over there. While we're heading there, I will do our shout out for today. Again, another TV shout out. Shout out for a TV show that shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, but the TV show Firefly. I absolutely love Firefly. And I'm going to say it. Punch it.
Warp engine activated.
Warp engine activated. Okay, I absolutely loved Firefly. It was a great show, in my opinion. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. Captain Reynolds and Jane and Simon and River and all the great Kaylee, Shepard Book, all the great characters, Inara. I love the characters, loved the way that they developed the characters on the show. It was just a really good show. Cowboys in space, but it was fun, and I enjoyed watching it, and hopefully you did as well. Shout out for today for Firefly. All right, get as close as we can so that we don't have to coast for too long. There we go. Now, there's our pole. So we'll head that way. And this is what I'm going to explain because I am desperately asking for anybody that can tell me what's going on to explain what's going on. I did all of the calculations, and we have one full green belt of energetic graphite being produced by this array. There are 72 of our oil refineries, and 48 of those, 24 on each side, there's 36 on each side. So 48 of them are creating our energetic graphite. So if we do the math and we take 48 times 1, and 1 is the speed and 1 is how many we create, divided by 4, that means we're creating 12, which is one full green belt, one full Mark II belt. And the numbers calculated out, and maybe the wiki is wrong, but the numbers on the wiki say that a green belt can feed 30 generators. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3. That's 15 here, 15 here. So we should be using up all the energetic graphite that we're creating, but we're not. Both of these have filled up. So I don't know if I know that the generators burn consistently. They are supposed to be burning consistently. Well, they're not. That's interesting. That is very interesting. So I'm guessing maybe I solved my own problem. Maybe because we have all this solar power and wind power, we don't actually need the energetic graphite, so it's not actually burning. So maybe we've created a problem because we have so much power coming in here from our solar panels that we don't actually need power from our thermal generator, or we need very, very little from our thermal generators. I don't know if that's true or not, but it appears if this list is in any way sorted by use, then that may be the case. So let's do this first while we're here. Let's just delete a bunch of solar panels and we'll see if we can see our generators actually kicking in and working better once these solar panels are gone. Don't believe we put any solar panels on the other pole, and we won't. If this turns out to be the problem, then that is kind of easy. Oh, now we're spitting solar panels all over the place. Okay, let's do this and fill up our fuel here. There we go. Now we can clean up our mess. We made a mess of solar panels. One more, where is he? There he is. Okay. Now, are we seeing our generators work yet? I don't really see our generators working yet. Oh, they are burning. Okay, they are starting to burn now. So maybe that was the problem. Maybe we just need to not use any power except for our generators. I thought they burned regardless of whether the power was needed, but maybe because we have power coming from wind turbines and we had power coming from our Tesla towers, maybe that was, or not our Tesla towers, our solar panels, maybe that's why we didn't end up with what we expected there. So, I don't know. Let's give it a few minutes and find out. In the meantime, we will put this stuff down here, put some foundations on here, so that we can put an interstellar logistics station on this pole as well. And with this one, let's see, we need a little bit more foundation this way. There we go. Just enough to get our Tesla towers all the way up here so that we can get power. Oh, we're going to need foundation there as well. We need power for our interstellar logistics station so that he can charge up, and then we are going to put our wireless power towers as well so that we can charge up. We're not, however, going to put any solar panels up here. If that's the case, then we'll get rid of the wind turbines as well, because we really want the solar panels. So we are going to interstellar request just 1,000. We're going to remote demand and local supply. So we'll put our drones in and we'll put our guys here. That should take care of it, and they'll start coming in, and we'll have warpers here for these guys to use as well. And now with the warpers coming in, we can head back to the other pole. I don't know if we're going to have any high speed this time because we just had so much that we had to clean up from this. Okay, well, it looks like we might actually be using... Let's go back into this power, the thermal power plants. Looks like we might actually be using our thermal power generators now. So let's see if our process is running a little bit better. Not really, it doesn't appear to be anyway. So let's do this. We'll add, we had run out of foundations, so let's go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fill in all of these foundations all the way back to there, and we can put down another of our generator builds here. And that should make sure that we're using absolutely every bit of energetic graphite that we can possibly use here. 3, 4, 5. Build another one here, and hopefully that will enable us to keep the flow of hydrogen here going here in our. See, we want to put our warpers here. We want to remote storage. We only want 1,000 here as well, and we're going to local demand, and that will bring them in from the other. So we'll talk about that in just a second. Let me finish. We already have everything else. So let's finish with this. Okay, it looks like everybody is actually working and doing stuff, and hopefully our energetic graphite, our energetic graphite here is gone. Our hydrogen's being created, so it looks like that may have solved our issue. It was just the fact that we had those solar panels up here that we were getting the power from them first, and I did not know that would happen. So now that we know, we know. That's a good thing to know. Okay, so let's explain the warpers we have on the other pole. We have them set up for remote or for interstellar, whatever this is, remote demand. So we're demanding them be brought in from another system. So they're coming in from our home system, and we have local supply. Then this one is set up for local demand, which means we're requesting them to come in so that we can have them for in here. We probably even can lower this down to, we probably don't even need a full 500. We probably just take 200. Local demand, and that means we'll just make it 500 for just to be safe. But local demand means we get them from the local supply, and our remote storage means we don't provide them or demand them from anywhere. They're just here for us to use. So these guys will use them as we get enough hydrogen to actually send out. So we are almost at time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into high speed mode. I'm going to copy and paste this recipe probably 2, maybe even 3 times, maybe even 4 times, so that we have plenty of hydrogen. And for each one that I copy and paste, I will put down 4 more of our building our generator arrays, so that we have plenty of power and we have plenty of using of our energetic graphite. And hopefully if we ever come back here, we'll see some of these say that they don't have enough energy. So anyway, I'm going to jump into a high speed mode and do that real quick, and we'll close out during the high speed mode. And if we don't get to finish it while everybody's watching, I will finish it before our next episode. And that way this will all be done, and we'll head home and check on all the things we fixed. So high speed mode, here we go. Okay, while that's building in the background, we will talk about it for just a minute. I did choose to do 3 generator arrays per array of refineries, and that seems to be enough. We don't have enough energetic graphite to fill all 3 of those, so we're using plenty. I let this run for a while I did other things around the house, just to make sure that we were going to be good, because I didn't want to leave the Ceti system and have to come back to fix this again. So we are getting an overabundance of hydrogen now, which is a good thing. That's what we want. We're using up all the energetic graphite and have plenty room to use more. I did run out of foundations, so I had to go back to Ceti 1, where we made foundations previously. It turns out to be a good thing I did, because the interstellar logistics station and one of the planetary logistics stations had not been set up to handle sulfuric acid, so we couldn't have gotten any at our other world back home, where we were planning on sending it in with the logistics vessels. Also put foundations in that interstellar logistics station. That means as long as we have logistics vessels and warpers, we can request foundations and they will come in from Ceti 1. Don't look at the array there. I got it misaligned and I didn't feel like fixing it. It's going to take a lot to get it fixed, so I didn't want to do that. So we'll just deal with it being misaligned a little bit. All right, we'll be back in just a minute to talk about what happens at our home world while we watch this finished building. Okay, while we watch this finished building, we'll talk a little bit about things going on the home world. This does solve our hydrogen issue, which means we have tons of hydrogen fuel rods when we get back, and that will take care of our power issues, at least for a while. We don't have enough processors still. We solved the copper issue, we have tons of copper, but we need more microcrystalline components and we need more processors. So we'll probably have to build an array of each one of those as well. And our graviton lenses are falling short because we're using them for warpers. And that's affecting our strange matter, which directly affects science, so we want to fix that. Fortunately, we have a recipe with our particle collider that allows us to turn hydrogen into deuterium directly. So we'll make some particle colliders. I think it's 6 for a belt of hydrogen. We'll make those and get a belt or 2 of deuterium output from that process, and hopefully that will help with our strange matter and our warpers. We definitely don't want to run out of warpers now that we're dependent on things from out of our Pyxidis system. So the power demands of all of the refineries that we built was too high for the amount of energetic graphite that we have. So I am adding back the solar panels, but like I said, I did leave this setup to run for a while, and it runs just fine. So we want everything at 100% sufficiency, and we get that by keeping the solar panels in play. Okay, we're back live, and I think everything is all good now. You can see we've got tons of energetic graphite here, but if we come over to some of these others, we don't have any. So that is okay, because we have got just a ton of hydrogen. Still getting some created there, have still some to create there, but we're filling up really, really quickly with hydrogen. So that's a good thing, as we talked about. We are good with hydrogen now. So we'll jump out real quick. We don't have a whole lot of time left, but let's see if we can't get to our home, to Pyxidis IV, and we will finish up for the day. We are low on power, so we probably need to do one of our little quick power-ups here. Let's see. Build as many of these as we can to get powered up as quickly as we can. Probably should have done this before we got out of high-speed mode, but I wasn't paying attention to that part of it, so we'll just power up really quick. We also probably need, we're going to need fuel, so we can pull 400 of the energetic graphite from there, and we'll use that as our fuel to get us back home. We do have 17 warpers. We can pull these out and put them there and top that off to 20, and then the drones will fix that when we get back home. So we're getting full of power pretty quickly. We'll be able to head back to Pyxidis IV and see some of the things that we've got going on there in just a moment. I think that's probably enough power. By the time we delete all of this, we'll be good to go. All right, here we go. Back into warp mode. Get our speed up, and we'll do our captain's warp catchphrase and say, "Punch it." There we go. Now we're warping back home. We will be there in just a minute. And like I said in the voiceover, we will be working on building our, we can look real quick while we're here. You can see the bottom recipe there is for the particle collider, and it takes 10 hydrogen every 2.5 seconds and creates 5 deuteriums. So that's going to be useful for us because we definitely don't want to run out of graviton lenses. That would be disastrous for us if we ran out of graviton lenses. Let's see how close can we get here. And pretty close. Pretty close. I'm proud of that one. That's a That's a good landing, or
Use engine
a
mode.
good target. All right, let's see. Where are we? Get back
Flight
to
mode.
our home base area, which is this way. While we're going, we'll swing by. Let's see. I believe it's here. Yeah, here you can see we've got tons of copper, but this array just is just taking a long time. I mean, we're building as much as we can. We're using everything as quickly as we can. We're just not getting a lot of our microcrystalline components. We are at 100% sufficiency, so everything's working well. We should be getting between this one and this one, it should be a half a belt, and then that one and that one should be half a belt. So we should be getting about 12 per second, but we could definitely use more, and that clearly is what's limiting our processors here. And then if we keep going over here, here's our home base. You can see here's where we're making warpers, and we have absolutely no graviton lenses in there. We're not making, you can see all the yellow dots on all of these guys. They're all idle because mostly because we don't have the deuterium. So, like I said,
Upgrade.
next episode we'll work on building some more deuterium and particle colliders so that we can do that, and we will be ready to go with everything our next episode, and hopefully we can get to our Pyxidis 1 and make our titanium alloy. So, until then, I will say, remember, players, by Grabthar's hammer you shall be avenged. Keep building, team.